Iran has never given up its quest for nuclear weapons and the missiles to deliver them.
That's because Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has been saying this for more than 30 years, claiming Iran is close to having
nuclear weapons. Nuclear weapons. Nuclear weapons. Atomic bombs.
In 1992, as a member of parliament, Netanyahu addresses the Knesset. He says, within 3 to 5 years, we can assume that Iran will become autonomous in its ability to develop and produce a nuclear bomb.
So perhaps just keep that in mind as we reveal what an anonymous Israeli official is now saying about the status of the Iranian program. So they are saying that, in fact, some of Iran's enriched uranium survived the attacks of both Israel and the United States, which there have been prior reports to that effect, but this is now an actual official in the Israeli military that is saying the same thing. They also said, and again, we're not gonna find out who this is, New York Times is to protect their identity, is that there was near bomb grade uranium buried in the ruins of one of the nuclear facilities that were bombed, but that the entrances to get into that facility have been destroyed, necessitating perhaps months of digging out to be able to get into there. Key laboratories at the facility were destroyed by the US, and that if they were to try to dig back into these facilities, that Israel would be able to detect that. And if that were to happen, then there would be time to attack the facilities. Again, that's what they're saying. And so they are laying out their belief that there's cause to attack the facilities, that this is not simply about worrying about them reconstituting their nuclear weapons program, but that there's stuff right there, right now, that theoretically could justify future attacks. And so again, it's an anonymous official, and the Israeli government is hardly an impartial source for information on the Iranian nuclear program, but that's what they're saying right now, which, by the way, also contradicts what Donald Trump would have you believe, which is that everything Iran has ever done in this area was utterly obliterated by this strike. And so, Cenk, what do you trust coming out of this? Why do you think they're saying this now?
Okay, so there's two different things. Was it fully destroyed or not? And why are we having this conversation? So was it totally destroyed? How do I know? Nobody knows, okay? The American government doesn't know, the Israeli government doesn't know. I'm not sure the Iranian government knows, because they gotta dig out first, right? So is it possible that it was not totally destroyed? Of course it's possible, of course it is, right? So when Trump says like, oh, CNN is lying, fake news, or we totally obliterated it, and I'm gonna sue them and make more money, bribing, whatever, give me bribes, whatever. Like, no, that's nonsense, right? At the same time, when the Israeli government says we did not fully destroy their uranium stockpile, the translation of that 98% of the time is, we're gonna go back and bomb them, or we're gonna make you go back and bomb them, and we're gonna want more war, we're gonna want more money. And so look here, we could have a conversation, maybe a debate, I don't know what you guys think about it. But look, since 1948, the Israeli government has thought we are under constant pressure and stress and threat, we have to defend ourselves. And the way to defend ourselves is by constantly attacking the other countries. And why do they do that? Sometimes, in the case of the Palestinians, clearly to take more land. We can have that debate, but we all saw it with our eyes. Oh God, I am going to attack in self-defense in 1967. Oh, I am doing self-defense in 2023, 24, 25. Oh, look, I have 70% of Gaza. Oh, look, I have more and more land in the West Bank. It was all a coincidence. No, it wasn't. It was all self-defense. No, it wasn't even close to self-defense, okay? So now, having said that, were parts of it self-defense, like 1973 was self-defense? Yes, right? Now, the second part of it is, I believe that the Israeli government leaders, because of a deep paranoia, which is an understandable paranoia, think we have to either completely eliminate the militaries of all of the surrounding Arab countries and in the Middle East, or co-opt their governments. So Jordan fully co-opted, they're not, in Egypt fully co-opted, and in a way that's actually defensible, like that, hey, they got a peace deal and they have peace. Okay, good, like I can live with that, as long as we're not doing more wars, etc., and everybody's safe and everybody has their own countries, right? But so I think Netanyahu, to some degree, is like a Dick Cheney-like figure who thinks if Iran has one vial of uranium left, it is my job to obliterate Iran. And why should I do it? And why should I pay for it? And again, it's kind of a rational thought, it's nefarious, but it's rational. And they're like, why don't I get America to do it? And America has bunker busters. I don't. If I can get Norway to pay for it, I'll get Norway to pay for it. But if I can get America to pay for it, I'll get America to pay for it, right? I mean, any other country would love to be in that position. They are in that position, so they do. So like when I see this, I think, yeah, A, two things can be true at the same time. A, it could be true that they still have some uranium left. And B, I don't give a damn, and I'm not going to war for Israel. Stop the goddamn bombing and shut up already. How many times do you want us to do this all on your behalf? Because there's one vial left, maybe. Okay, Mark, what do you think?
Well, there's no question that when Trump came forward and said, it's all been obliterated, we all knew that he didn't know. I mean, maybe it is, maybe it's not. You certainly can't know 30 seconds after you've dropped this thing, the dust hasn't even settled. So we know that we don't know. This is the first kind of intel we've gotten, although there were fragments of intel, you'll remember, just days after US intel, suggesting that maybe there were parts of this operation that hadn't been completely obliterated. They built that structure below ground to a point such that it would be able to withstand a bombing of the sort that they just endured. So it makes sense, since it was designed to withstand that kind of blast, that something would survive. The broader question I'm in agreement with Cenk on, which is, to this extent, there's always going to be a reason to go after Iran. Iran is the provocateur in the region, and that's a kind of polite way to put it. I mean, they've been after Israel through proxies, through Hezbollah, which has now been defanged, through the Yemeni roots there that were, I'd say, diminished, not completely eliminated, and even in Syria. But of course, Syria is now a clean slate. So there is a reset moment here in the Middle East, but Iran hasn't been reset completely. And so this is the part I agree with Cenk on completely. They're singing from the all too familiar hymnal, which is, these guys are bad news. They're sponsors of terrorism. They want to see the destruction of our country, and we have to make sure that they don't have nuclear capabilities. As to what they actually have, no one knows. And because of what I just said and what Cenk has also said about the fact that they sing that song over and over, it's hard to necessarily ascribe great credibility to this intel.
Yeah, I totally agree. So even if it was true, I'd be like, okay, how is it our problem? Like, come on, guys, enough is enough. And by the way, and if last political point is, Trump said anti-war. If he goes back and bombs Iran again, then he has no credibility. Because like MAGA,
I'm laughing because Cenk, he lost credibility already. I'm just like, okay, one more, I'll give you that one, but you go back one more time.
No, but there is a difference there. So for all of us, you're of course right, Mark, and it's funny, like Trump with credibility. Don't be ridiculous. I mean, guy's a pathological liar. I'm talking about his own base, right? And his own base, when he first did the bombing of Iran, was like, wait, what the hell? We said anti-war. Then when he stopped Israel from further bombing and got a ceasefire, then his base flipped 100%. They're like, Trump's a genius. Perfect bombing, right? Yeah. And perfect way to get to peace. But after he doesn't release the Epstein list, if he goes back to bombing Iran, they're gonna be out of all patience.
Yeah.
Total, and he's I don't think Trump will do that. I think that's a bridge too far. I think that would just be complete compliance with Netanyahu, and it would be humiliating and devastating for his base. So whether Israel does it themselves, that's a different question.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you, but he really could use a big distraction right now.
No, it would maybe, but it would backfire massively. People would be furious. Now you're gonna go back to war and we don't get the Epstein list?
Yeah.
No. But
John is right. He needs to order off the menu because he does need a major distraction. I don't know what it'll be, Cenk, but it has to be something, because the Epstein thing is a gift that's going to keep on giving. I mean, this thing is not over, as you suggested. This is radioactivity that is spreading. And it's reputational radioactivity, it's political radioactivity. So the two things may relate.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.